The Mandalorian and Grogu is finally here, and I got to say, I have been incredibly hyped for this. Because if you don't know, I'm a mega Star Wars fan, and and anytime there's a new Star Wars movie, I am gonna get excited. Am I gonna be cautious about things? Of course. But I also just love the Mandalorian. I love Grogu. I love just this whole vibe we're going with. And when they said they were doing a movie, I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me. I thought the trailers have all been fantastic, if not some of the marketing being a little bit weak in some cases. But overall, I've enjoyed what the trailers were offering me. I still think the trailers could have been a little bit stronger though. But like, I was just excited to see this, and then reviews started coming out. People started being really negative about this movie, and let me just be straight up: don't listen to these negative reviews, because these negative reviews are bullshit. Okay, you got all these people going. Like I saw one today, and this is no hate to this guy, Sean Chandler. Okay, this is the guy. Right, he's doing an out of theater reaction. He's going, "Oh, it doesn't really add anything to the Star Wars universe. It's just more Mandalorian and Grogu." That is a terrible review, because you are supposed to be reviewing movies based on what the movie is trying to do. And you have to explain why what the movie was trying to do wasn't good. Or if it's a personal thing, like, hey, I just didn't connect with this, explain why you didn't personally connect with it. But like, yeah, this movie doesn't expand the Star Wars universe. Yeah, it's more Mandalorian and Grogu, but that's the fucking point of the movie. So I will tell you right now, if that's a problem for you, that this movie doesn't have like some big message or deep story to it, and it's just more Mandalorian and Grogu adventures, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what movie you thought you were getting, but they sold you what this movie was, and what the movie was a good ass fun Star Wars movie that I had a great ass time watching in the theater. Now I will say this review is gonna have spoilers. I'm gonna put it in the title, but I will say straight up, there's not really anything to spoil about this movie. To be honest, I'm just gonna be honest there. Like, I'm trying to think of like, what am I supposed to spoil? There's not really much, because this movie is just kind of a fun Mandalorian Grogu adventure. I guess we'll start with where the movie kind of starts. Movie kind of just starts on Mandalorian and Grogu, just Mando and Grogu just kind of like taking down this crime boss, and all that stuff with the ATST. Like, that's in the first bit of the movie, like first 10 minutes of the movie. Then it moves to them taking this crime load in, and you see that basically Zeb has been working with Mando, and as he's been working for the New Republic, just taking out crime bosses. And the next one he wants to do is they want him to go find this crime boss that they don't know who he is, but the Hutts say they'll help him find him if he does something for them. So basically he gets a new Razor Crest, which is so great that we have a new Razor Crest again. Because, I think we all like the Starfighter stuff, but we were definitely missing something without a Razor Crest. Anyways, Mando goes on a little quest to go to these Hutts, save his son, which is Stinky from the Clone Wars movie, which is a great callback. And Jeremy Allen White actually voices that character, which is a great casting, because he does a great voice. And I will just say, I loved this character. Like, I just loved this new Hutt. I'm forgetting his name, but I loved him. I thought the voice acting was great. I thought his personality was great. And basically, Mando goes to this place to find this crime boss, and we have a great character voiced by Martin Scorsese. That's a great cameo. But basically, he goes to find the Hutts, and he finds out that the Hutt that he's looking for is just a gladiator. He's like, hey, you don't look like a prisoner, and so he kind of goes to investigate some more, realizes that the Hutt is a prisoner, and they're actually planning to kill him in this gladiatorial arena. He has to battle his way out. And this is where you realize the kind of thing about the movie is it just kind of feels like vignettes of like episodes, but that's not a bad thing, because it does connect. Like, the whole story is around the Hutts and them having it out for Mando because of actions he takes in the movie. So it does have a central thing to it, and it is kind of like just episodes of the TV show. but like they're good episodes of the TV show and they're fun and they do all wrap around to make one nice movie, so I don't really have a problem with that. And I have heard people say, well, part of the movie feels weak because it has no stakes. I think that's bullshit. These sequences definitely do have stakes. They're in danger. Like there were moments I gasped a little bit in the theater, especially with that big like snake in the water. Like that shit was gnarly. You do really see that shit's gonna go down. Mando isn't able to defeat this bounty hunter. He actually never actually wins a fight with this bounty hunter that captures him in the movie, right? So there is stakes to the movie. I don't know where people are saying that. I think the movie is, works. Grogu, of course, is adorable in this movie. He has a lot of great moments. But I've heard people say there's no theme to this movie. I think the theme of this movie is that the young take their own path and look after the old. Oh, and you see that with the Hutt, where these Hutts, they talk about him like he's still a kid, and he has to kind of show them like, no, I'm not a fucking kid anymore, and take them down. Or like Grogu constantly being kind of tossed around by Mando, and being told and not really given a lot to do on their little adventures. But at a certain point, he gets more to do because he proves himself and he's able to protect Mando and save his life at multiple moments. So, there's kind of a thing there. I do think that message could have been communicated better, but if you're paying attention, it's there. Also, I will say this is the best score that Mando's ever had. It's just great stuff. So I thought this movie really worked. The visual effects, by the way, in this movie were stunning, and it was really great seeing Zeb. I don't really like Zeb that much in Rebels, but Steve Blums does such a great voice, and his just presence in this movie was very joyful, and I just really liked all that. Also, Sigourney Weaver playing a good character in all this. I thought all this movie worked. It is very much designed, though, in a way of like, oh yeah, you don't really need to watch the show to understand the movie. You just understand that Mando carry around this little baby Yoda, they have this bond, and that's it. Like, it's a very, like, anybody can watch this kind of Star Wars movie and have a good-ass time, and I did, and I loved it, and I definitely will be seeing this movie again. Fuck the haters. What are you complaining about? What a great movie.